Like you're out there chilling.
And you know me, I'm out here chilling at my homeboy's house out by the pool. It was nice out
Okay.
after being up in Pittsburgh, man. You gotta take advantage of the weather.
Yeah, I know that's right. You might end up somewhere where the weather not so good down the road too.
We'll find out, but it's a little different once you're in the league. You ain't gotta stay there all year like you do in
True.
school. You know, in
True.
school you're there the whole year round, so wherever you go,
Yep.
that's where you at.
Yep. True. So I don't know. Let me see how many people in here. 17. We can go ahead and get started. Um. So my first question is, I feel like you a sleeper. Um. I think a lot of
Always.
dudes are getting slept on in this draft. Especially some of the Broward County dudes like Azante and Elijah. Usually we at the top, but this year people kind of sleeping on us. What makes you think you're a sleeper?
Yeah, I mean, just even with that, man, shout out my dude Elijah. He was out there at Exos in Arizona with me. Everybody know he a baller. You see it every week when he got on the field, just like me. And with
Yep.
that, I think it's just every stat you put up, every anything that has to do with the run, pass rushing, getting the quarterback, changing plays for a defensive lineman, I'm in the top of it. Ain't no stat you can't pull up where I ain't there. I feel like I got a elite skill sets and traits, that are very developed. I think it's just a combination of things, that people, might be sleeping on me or think might not translate, but in the end, dudes that play high school football in Broward always gonna come out on top. So, might not be at the top like you talking right now, but it's gonna be there when that second contract come.
Yes, sir. I know. I've been, following you since high school and all the way up to now. What do you think? What do you want to share your experience of how you got your recruiting process and from Cooper City to the offers and then, Michigan, Pitt, all the way through?
Yeah, so definitely. I mean, I moved down to South Florida. I was born in Indiana. That's where I was raised. So I moved down to South Florida. My mom brought me down here, and she was just looking for the best public school, academic wise. Growing up, Indiana's a basketball state, how football is down
Hmm.
here. So
Right.
my whole life, I was bigger than everybody. I wanted to play basketball, but that height stopped growing. I'm the size of a point guard now. Uh, I come down to
Yep.
South Florida, get to Cooper City, start playing football here. Even though Cooper's not a powerhouse of football, it's still a high school down here in South Florida where they love football and you're playing against other teams that are powerhouses. So, my whole life growing up, I was a quarterback just because that's what the best athlete play. Switched over to defense for my first time my sophomore year, played nose, and then my junior year was the first year I ever played end. And after that junior year, I got some offers from smaller schools, and they were just kind of like, "Who's this guy?" Like we know everybody in South Florida that they can play football. They don't just pop out of nowhere, and
Yep.
that kind of happened. I had some offers from some smaller schools. I went to a satellite camp when Coach Harbaugh first got to Michigan, and I balled out there and got an offer. I committed there just because it felt right at the time. It was, was the hottest thing at the time. D. Bush was going there. Josh, Devin, all them dudes, just wanted to be part of that. Those dudes I played against in high school. Was committed for 7 months, and it just didn't plan out how I thought it would. Some things had happened, so I just decommitted about 2 weeks before signing day, and I got like 30 new offers, and one of them was Pitt. I had 1 weekend left for official visits. I went to Pitt from a Thursday to Saturday, and then Saturday to Monday I went to a different school, and I came back on Monday to Florida, and I had to choose by Wednesday. So I was stressing, I had been committed to a school for 7 months and knew where I would go, and it just all switched up real fast. And I just went with Pitt because Coach Narduzzi, what he did at Michigan State as a defensive coordinator. Everybody knew he was at the top when he did that, and it was going to be his first year at Pitt. And I just wanted to go play in that defense and be a part of a head coach that's a defensive minded because most head coaches are offensive minded.
Right. So my guy, Coach P, that's my dude, man. He
That's my guy.
yeah, he went to he's older than me, but he's my plantation, my plantation, a fellow plantation alum. We talk about Broward guys all the time, and I know you guys got a bunch of them on the roster. I know Marquise is still up there.
Yep.
Vince,
And they just
Phillip
keep
just
bringing
got
them
there.
in. Yep, he just keeps bringing them
Yeah.
in. Just a heck of a recruiter, and from being down here, he's just a real dude. That's my guy. That's somebody I could give a lot of appreciation to, and somebody that without him, I don't think I would have been this far. He just changed my whole habits as Pitt. Off the field, on the field, preparing for games, all type of stuff. Just taught me a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's the guy. I talked to him. Uh, he messes with me. He messes with me a lot, and I mess with him a lot too. But that's my guy, man. I try my best to help him with whatever I can. I known him since he was at Wisconsin, man. I known him for a while when I first started.
Yeah.
Um, what if you had to put a percentage on how much he helped you in this process? What do you think it would be?
You mean like the process throughout college or through the past couple months for the combine?
Everything, as long as he's been in your life up till now.
Yeah, so I mean, he came in my first spring ball. So after my redshirt freshman season, the spring ball before my redshirt. I mean, after my freshman season, the spring ball before my redshirt freshman season, and it was just a complete 180 from the coach we had before, and he expects perfection in practice, expects you to watch film, and the way he runs his room, drills we do. He'll never show you a drill that you can't apply to the field. If he can't pull up film of it being used, we don't do it. He's addicted to film. He watches film, whether he's at home, in the office, makes cut-ups for us. He'll do anything, to make the players better. He'll stay till 8 p.m., even though his kids have a softball game or something, and get film in with me or Pat or any guys that want to get film in. And another thing I think that really just helped me get this far is he doesn't care how good you get. He's going to treat you just like the rest. He expects me to practice every day, take every rep that's my stuff, and do that type of stuff. I don't just get to sit back and watch because I'm playing good or anything like that. And I think just holding me to that high of a standard and teaching me habits of how to watch film. He taught me how to watch film, what to look for, how to take notes on that type of stuff. Just, I call that free game, and that's just stuff that really takes your game to the next level when you're on the field. And then in the recruiting, or I guess the combine process or draft process, whatever you want to call it, um, he's just been, he checks on me, asks how everything's going. He's excited he'll have 3D linemen drafted this year. So he's just excited, and if we ever need anything, just call and ask him for help. But besides that, it's been pretty smooth.
Cool. And that was gonna be my next question. You and Jones, basically, y'all were like bookends. Y'all both on the ends. Both y'all All-Americans. You name it, you guys were it. How much do you think his play and your play helped you guys helped each other
Yeah. Uh,
be so productive at Pitt?
yeah, that's something we talk about all the time. People might think that don't really know football or the fan or something like that. They think, oh, he got this other guy on the end. They're going to be fighting over sacks. But that's not how it works. You're not going to win every rep, or you might win a rep and the other person doesn't win that clean, but they get the stack because you flush them to it. So, Pat's got sacks because of me, and I've got sacks because of Pat. Or guys are too worried about double teaming one of us, the other one gets the one-on-one, and you can just abuse them. So, just off of that, we just played together and our skill sets went together great. And we talked throughout the whole game. And we were always in friendly competition and always wanted the other to just do better than ourselves. And, when you have a healthy relationship with a teammate like that, it just makes each other better. And then we made each other a lot better in practice. We didn't have to practice against the GOAT, not the GOAT, the ghost. That's what we call it. If you're the best D lineman on the team and you don't have anybody to compete with, but you're trying to get to that next level, you got to go hard every day, and you're practicing against a ghost because what somebody else at a different school is doing. But if you have a guy right beside you every day in practice that's at the same level you're going to be drafted to, you guys can push each other in practice. You have it right in front of you. You don't have to, imagine them being there.
So you talked about Bush and Josh and Gill, all of them going to Michigan. I remember when Bush went to the All-American game, and he told me that he felt like the linemen were slower at the All-American game than what he faced in South Florida. Do you feel that same way, or do you feel like that they were comparable or better than the South Florida offensive linemen, even though they're undersized? Most South Florida offensive linemen are undersized. I'm gonna say offensive
Yeah.
linemen are undersized, and they're fast, but they're undersized, and then you get the opposite, the guys from Ohio, Georgia, Pennsylvania, they're bigger, but they're not as fast. Did you find that too?
So you're talking about O lineman?
O lineman, yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just give and take. In high school, I really couldn't tell you if anybody was fast, and I wasn't even the type of player. I was just out there doing anything. But yeah, I mean, even when you get into a college team, the lighter guys can move a little quicker and do stuff that they try to take advantage of. And you got those big guys that you want to beat with speed because if they get their hands on you, it's going to be hard to
Yeah.
get them off. So, but I think once you start getting to this level, you can tell when you're going to play an elite O line or maybe average or below average O line in a game, and the good ones are guys that can still move, are 300 plus. They're not getting their
Mm-hmm.
feet stuck in the sand. When they can do both, they're going to be drafted just as high, and they'll be in the league next year because they got the best of both worlds.
What recruiting advice would you give players in South Florida, or just high school players in general, when it comes to them maybe not getting the offers they feel like they should or feel like they deserve, and it's waiting on that big offer, or what advice would you give them to say, hey, this is how what I went through. I wouldn't necessarily go this route or that route. What would be your advice?
I say, be selfish with it. Put yourself above everybody else. Go where you're wanted. If you're going somewhere where you're wanted, you're gonna have more opportunities maybe to mess up as a freshman, be a little slower at learning. They're gonna want to teach you and learn you, not just get rid of you. If you go where you're wanted, you'll feel more comfortable when you're having bad days, a bad week, bad anything. And everybody, it just feels more comfortable, feels like a home away from home. And, don't try to make other people happy. Somebody else, I always tell, when I have official visits, like the person that's telling you they want you to go here, they're not the ones that got to be here for 4 years, 340 days out of the year and only going home twice a year for a week and a half at most. They're not the one that's going to be working out with the coaches and the team and in the dorm room. So go where you feel comfortable, where you want to go, and let those people be upset for a couple months. But then when they see you balling out at whatever school, going to get drafted out of, whether it's Alabama or a D3 school, wherever you get drafted out of, they'll be happy there that you made that decision and you'll say it's the best decision you ever made. So that's just all I have on it.
Cool. So you can or don't have to talk about this because I was mad when it happened, the injury that you suffered. Um,
Yeah.
what do you think? How do you think that helped you in your career, or possibly hurt you, depending on how you look at it? I know I've talked to guys where the injury kind of humbled them a bit and made them not take for granted where they were and all that other kind of stuff. And then other people feel like it hurt their draft status, whatever the case may be. What was your experience with that?
Yeah, so I mean, I've talked about this a lot. I guess talking about draft stats, I never did that. I'd say the only thing that I could say did anything draft stats wise, it made me a year older. But besides that, and football is a game of age. It's a young man's game. But besides that, in every other aspect, it made me better. When I first got hurt, I just got my upper body way stronger than it ever been. Then once I could start rehabbing, my legs stronger than they ever been because I had to get it back. So
Mm-hmm.
really got way stronger than I ever was before. Like when I came back, I was faster. I was everything better than I was before. And then for me mentally, it really just taught me patience. That's the biggest thing for me. And I learned everything happens for a reason. My goal was to lead that next season, that 2019 season. Um, was gonna do what I had to do, what I did this year, plan on doing it that year, and then leaving. That happened. I really just learned patience. Everything. Coach Partridge, one of the most important things I heard that time is it doesn't change where you're gonna go, it just changed the timeline. And that was something that really just, stuck with me. And I came back better. Some people aren't, lucky enough or bodies don't heal like that did. I came back, my knee's better than before. It was like I was reborn with a new leg. It might be better than my other leg. My doctor did a good job, but for me, it was just really the patience, and I learned a lot on the sideline. I traveled to every game. I had a coaching headset on. I coached with Coach Partridge, the D line. I tried to learn, and just getting that perspective. That perspective from the sideline is a lot different than when you're on the field. So it just helped my game overall.
So getting into the NFL side of it, can you share some of the teams that you talk to the most, or teams that you have they have a lot of interest in you if they told you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people ask me that, and I really ain't been answering just because if I knew, I'd be a lot less stressed. I mean, I've talked to every team. I was at the Senior Bowl. I talked to every team there. After the Senior Bowl, I've had Zooms with plenty of teams, and I'm sure some of them don't like me at all, and I'm sure some of them like me a lot. I guess they're giving me their best poker face, and it's working on me. I have no idea, and I'm gonna be nervous this weekend just watching the TV, waiting for that phone to call. And I know whoever picks me will be getting a player that can come make an impact right away, but I have no idea.
What do you have a preferred team? Would you prefer to be closer to home, or you prefer to be in Indiana, in the Colts, maybe
Yeah,
the
I
Steelers?
mean, the Steelers, that would be crazy. I might as well just live in the same apartment that I lived in Pittsburgh, save some money. Nah, I don't really have a preference. Again, just because now that's your job and the way the league's set up, I'm there for the season and then I can go wherever and go train somewhere else, be wherever. I mean, it'd be cool to be somewhere down south, anywhere warm, I guess. Florida, Texas, Georgia, anywhere warm. But again, even up north, or even if you're in a down south team, you'll play games up north where it's cold and you're locked in for the season. So I really don't. They could put me in a state with no income taxes or something. Florida, Tennessee, Las Vegas, something like that.
Yes, absolutely. Um, so what what is your what is going to be your first mission once you get drafted? Phone call comes in, hug mom, dad, family, so and so. What is going to be your first step right after that?
So I'm like I like to have stuff planned out. Honestly, probably the next day, try to figure out what my timeline and the plan is for the team. Like when I need to be there, how many days am I there, and just kind of try to get situated. Because right now I'm just in a limbo. I still got my apartment in Pittsburgh with half my stuff in there. Drove my car up here, down here to Florida. I got half my stuff in my little two-bedroom apartment with my mom all over the floor. So just kind of in a limbo, try to get, comfortable and then get right back to working. If I'm comfortable and I can train and work out, then everything else just happens naturally. But as long as those things that are, mandatory or I feel like help me just get closer to where I want to be, then I'm good.
Cool. Before I let you go, I always play a little game with my Broward County boys. So
Let's see
I'm
what I
gonna.
got, man. You put me on the spot.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna put you on the spot. I think you might pass, but we'll see. What I like to do
Gonna
is,
take my
you know,
card away.
I collect, I collect all the, jerseys of guys that I covered when y'all were in high school. So,
Oh
I
man.
started in 2013, actually 2011, but like really hitting the field 2013, 14. So I'm gonna put up a jersey, a college jersey,
Okay.
and
I
I
thought
want
you
to
about to
see
say
if
high
you
school. I
know.
was gonna say there's no way if you give me a high school
No,
jersey.
no,
I
no,
thought you about to give me a high school jersey. I was about to be
no, no. I
stressing.
ain't gonna do that to you now. No, no, no. I'm just gonna do a college jersey,
All right.
and I want to see if you know who it belongs to. All right, shoot.
Blue and red. I don't even know what
Yep.
damn team that is.
Here, I give you the answer.
Oh, FAU?
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, you had me. I was looking. I was trying to go through every first school that came to my head was SMU. I was thinking of blue and red. I'm like, blue and red. I don't even know no team. FAU, Devin Singletary. I should have knew that. I was just talking about him the other day. One of my homeboys.
Next, the next one, I got to fold down the last name because it'll give it away.
With Jerry Judy. I knew that one. Everybody know that man. That man like that man. That man, he famous. I'm trying to catch up.
That dude is famous, famous. All right. Turn the last name down. This one should be a little easier for you.
Oh, I had froze for a minute. Is
Yeah,
that
somebody,
Ben?
college coach was calling me. Who?
Is that Ben?
Ben was 9.
Oh, I'm tripping. Is that I don't even know. I'm trying to figure out. I'm failing. I'm about to be 1 for 3. Oh, I'm tripping. That did not look like a Bama jersey.
Yeah, it's Ridley. Yep. All
I'm
right, last one. Well, you know
I'm,
what?
I'm
Let me
one
get
for
one
three.
closer to your age because you might know.
Let me get my game together. I got at least go 50-50.
This one actually might be the toughest one, but we'll see. And I'll give you a hint. Your coach, me and your coach went to high school with this dude.
Went to high school. I thought you said more my age. That's old.
Or I should say he went to our high school.
Okay. I don't like this game. 10? I need a school. Give me a school hint.
Ohio State.
I'm taking L's. Come on, give me this one too. Shazier?
Ryan Shazier.
You said more my age. I'm trying to think of somebody my age. That man, not my age.
When didn't Shazier come out like 3 years before you?
Well, I'm thinking he been on the Steelers since the whole time I've been at Pitt almost.
When did Shazier come out? He might be older than I think. I thought he came out in
He's like,
13 or 12.
I mean, I came out in 2016. Like Judy was the closest one to me.
Well, you really came out in 15, right?
I graduated in high school in 2016.
I thought really came out in 15. Really came out of high
Oh
school
yeah,
in
he did. But I'm
15.
saying, yeah, he did. He was a year before me. I'm saying Judy was the closest one. I think he's a year after me.
Yeah, he was 17.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shazier had to be early 10s
Okay. I'm
because
not
he
going to,
ain't
the
even
other two,
how many years he was in the league before he
was it, was it, was it 4 or 5?
because he already been out of the league for like 4 years now, 3 or 4 years.
He got hurt. So he got hurt in 2017.
Yeah, around there, I think.
Dang, you right. So he did come out way before you did then. Now that I'm thinking about it. Well, I'm definitely not giving you the last two because they're even older than me. So
I'm
forget that.
failing. Yeah, I failed the test.
No, you did. You got, what was that? One of, I'm not gonna count
One,
Shazier because
1 and 3.
1 of 3. Okay.
I should
Oh
have knew
wait,
the Calvin Ridley one.
hold up. I do got one more. I do got one more. I'm gonna get you back on. I'm gonna get you back in the column.
All
I'm gonna
right.
get you back in the W column.
That boy L Jack, man.
There you go.
That was coming out. He had me the league jersey too.
Yeah, I threw one in there. So let me give you one more just to give you a dub.
Let me get out on a good note.
There you go. Exactly. They need to get this dude Julio Jones, man. I swear.
Man, we going
Yeah.
crazy out there.
So that's it, man. You got any questions for me?
Oh man, how you living, man? See, you got your second page up and running.
Yeah, man. Photography, man, has become my passion. Um, I started, recruiting. I still love recruiting. That's not even a question. But man, I love taking pictures. It's nothing like it.
Yeah,
It's I don't know. It just kind of, and that's what I kind of tell people sometimes is that you think you know what you're gonna do. I thought I was gonna be the recruiting dude forever,
Yeah,
but the pandemic hit. No football, no spring, no. They weren't offering kids. They weren't doing any of that stuff. And usually that was my thing. Like I could slide a kid in, last minute, no problem.
yeah.
But that, they gave y'all that extra year, and the transfer portal. Colleges are
Full.
dipping into that transfer portal now.
And that thing full to the top.
I was telling somebody yesterday, I think I can make a nice team just from the transfer portal.
And somebody, y'all win some games.
Big time.
So,
So that kind of killed it for me, even though I know it'll be back. I took to the camera, I started taking pictures of, uh, girls at park, they want the portfolio and taking pictures of football, basketball, baseball,
I seen you at
softball,
softball, yeah. I seen the softball.
and I just took to it. So, oh, that's what I meant to ask you. The pandemic. What do you think you've gotten? Because I tell everybody during this pandemic, learn a new skill. Like it ain't really nothing to do. You can't really go outside for real. Learn a skill. Learn to cook. Learn
Yeah.
something. How did the pandemic treat you? Did you learn anything? Any kind of new skill? Something that'll turn the ladies on and all? That kind of stuff.
So, hey, look, I already know how to cook and all that, man.
Okay.
I'm ready for
Okay.
that. But nah, so during the pandemic, when it first hit, when 2019 or 2020 began to, I was still doing my rehab for my ACL, but everything was shut down. So I was doing home workouts, single leg squats on the couch, going to the park to run. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna work out and just worried about my leg. For like 3 weeks, every day I did like a French lesson on an app, and then after them 3 weeks, I never went on it again. I did like 3 weeks, and I was like, I just stopped doing it. I can say a sentence by the end of those 3 weeks. I don't even remember what the sentence is now.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I started it, and then I probably just sharpened up my video game skills.
Cool. And your mom hit me because she saw that I got one of these, and now
I
that I
know
got
everybody
two.
keeps asking. They like, I need one. I said, look, I don't even got one. He got them himself. I don't even know where he got them from. I just
Well,
signed
I
them and sent
told
them
your
back.
I told your mom I'd give you one, give her one. And I'm trying to get like I got them off of eBay. That's where I got them from. They always have them on eBay. So like
Yeah.
everyone that you've autographed, I buy it as soon as it. So there's
I was
probably
saying,
none of
everybody,
it.
I was saying, they're like, you don't got them? I said, no, I don't got none. I don't know where he got them from. I ain't even got
eBay,
them.
eBay. That's the spot. eBay. You just type in Rashad Weaver, and you'll see like all the cards, and they got probably stuff you've signed or something like that. Or all on eBay. That's the hot spot to just
Yeah,
bid on. I just sit there and bid on it and get it. So, but one of these got your mom's name on it. So I'm gonna try to get some more before the end of the week.
that crazy lady. Yeah, she was asking me about it. I was like, you asking the wrong person because I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna get as many of them as I can because I got a guy. I got a guy that actually owns a card shop. So, like, he'll get me as many of them as I need. So she don't have to worry about getting them. I got them for her.
Good look, good looks. I gotta still go look. We'll go to the crib and look through these jerseys, see how many I have.
Oh, okay.
I gotta make sure I gotta meet some up in my man cave whenever I have a house.
No doubt. At least one of every color. A white one,
Yeah,
a yellow, a blue one. I love that
definitely
blue.
the blue. I only got I see. So the thing, the white, the blue. I got a couple of those, but I only got one of those gray ones. Like that one ain't never coming up off that one. The
No,
one we wore this last year.
that up. No.
We got to keep the
Mm-mm.
gray one.
Yes.
So,
Yes. No doubt. But okay, man, I'll let you go on and get to it.
yes, sir. Appreciate you having me on here.
Oh yeah, I love. I'm love that you came on. I'm gonna hit you later with. I don't know if you got a guy that you train with.
I had working out. I was just working out at the high school, and then on the field, I've been working out with one guy, but I don't have any like set person or something. But I have somebody I've been hitting the field with.
Okay. You know
Yeah.
about Gold Feet?
Oh yeah, I talked to him a few times. He was out there in Arizona with Elijah. I was rapping with him.
Okay,
So
cool.
I
Cause that's my
definitely,
dude.
I didn't know if he was back or not. If he was, I know he had been all in Arizona, running around doing stuff with Elijah, and was at the pro day and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah, I didn't know if you knew him, or if you wanted to get with him or what, or if you got his number or anything. You know, that's the guy.
yeah, I definitely hit him up. I didn't even think about it. I just been so this damn week. I'm ready for it to be over. You feel
I
me?
don't, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. So, okay, well, you already answered my question. So, I hit you up about Friday. Then I already got everything I need to know. So, oh, you gotta text me where I'm going too.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna I'll text you and I'll tell my mom and all that.
Okay, cool.
All right, appreciate you.
All right, appreciate you.
Talk to you, sleep.
All right.